Detective Aiden, and today we are going to Firefox. Why it's Firefox? Because Firefox, for some reason, my ad blockers are not working. So, we are going to YouTube in just 1 second. Before we're gonna see what is Category A to Z. Oh, you have to pay for it. I'm not gonna subscribe. So, what I can do, exploring the internet. Because Google Chrome, I think it's hacked. But, it's just such. I'm gonna have what should we do? Let's just see the last YouTuber. Wait. I think DJ Cook, if you're watching this, if it says I hate bad YouTubers, if it says bad YouTubers, I think that's why it comes up. We just watch a copycat. So let's do this YouTuber scares me. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay. Why is this dumb kid making dumb videos? I don't know why. Okay, we looked at this. So I'm gonna look up. So these are gonna be demo spaces, so don't look these up. I'm gonna do this video scares me as the title. No, this YouTuber scares me. I don't see another YouTuber that scares me. Well, you can look some old ones we did in the past. So, I'm gonna remove this because we already did that. Remove this. And this. Okay, let's go. So we're gonna look this up in just a minute. We're gonna look up Little More Space. Because these are scary. These are eerie. Your month, your Little More Space. Mine is January. That's mine. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. The creepy vacuums.
All my fellas.
I don't know if all my fellas is copyrighted. Let's just see if there's any, like, these are found, I think. Let's just go. Places you've seen before. Okay, let's just see. I okay me an intro. Okay. Wait. Do I have deja vu? Deja vu? Or I'm just seeing this. I've seen this before. Well, let's just continue. Alright. I've never seen a bathtub that big. I've been in the bathtub to take a bath. And that is photoshopped. There's no subtitles. Even if I press C, which there's no subtitles. What? I already seen that in the Backrooms video. It's like an indoor garage book. What do you think? Whoa! I've never been there before. I've been to, actually wait. I've been to a board that has that. And that. Not all of this, it's just I've never been to this bedroom before. Whoa. Whoa. No, I didn't see that before. Wait. Wait a second. That looks like my mom was watching, like, it was like hoarders that it had this table, or I don't know, it's just I'm just getting memories from back to old times. Vanessa sheds or something. Wow. I've never seen a tree watering, but I've seen that tree before. It looks like it was from, okay, I never, that almost looks like the TV I have. It's like the 2000s. Okay, I never seen colors. I think that's photoshopped. Again. Wait. Never seen that. No. I never seen those doors. Some of these are not giving me. What else should we do? As I'm doing that, okay, we're gonna look at, like I asked, CJ Jook got copied. But he decided to quit. He didn't really like anything. Okay, yeah. It's, if you want to look at him, it's youtube.com. So that's DJ Duck at www.youtube.com/@DJCJ Duck. It's right here. And then it does have some letters too. Wait, what is this?
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Exposer, you've done this so many times before. We all know you're gonna be back within a week, so stop lying and stop making fake apology videos. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Exposer, you've done this so many times before. We all know you're gonna be back within a week, so stop lying and stop making fake apology videos. Okay, I know what you're thinking.
So he did quit YouTube. Congratulations. He quit YouTube.
Okay, so if you look up my name, CJ Duck, this fatherless piece of shit's channel comes up. He isn't me. He's pretending to be me. This shithead is pretending to be me for views. Okay, so if you look up my name, CJ Duck, this fatherless piece of shit's channel comes up.
What?
DJ Cocksucker.
Okay, what the heck am I watching? Okay, let's just... Okay. Now we're gonna do this YouTuber is the worst YouTuber of 2024 is, I'm not gonna hate on any, like, what? Pooping on my mom's floor? Is he really gonna poop on this floor? That's a fake. Wait. Parents check a Gen Alpha kid such as...
How's it going, everyone? Today we got a story time of a Gen Alpha kid that was looking up some pretty unique stuff. Brain rot has officially gone too far and Gen Alpha is actually doomed. And deep end, bro, like, buddy actually needs help immediately. Anyways, so almost like it's almost like the universe was like, his name, I think it was something like Ben. David's like, closes his eyes slowly and is like, Mother, did you give me a play date? No, not a play date, a sleepover with Ben. And she's like, yeah, no, it's definitely Ben. And David's like, oh no. David's mom's like, David, be nice. Ben's mom and I were talking on Facebook, and she was telling me how he's having a very hard time. Do you want him to suffer, David? David's like, I don't want him to suffer. It's just, he's very strange, Mom. And David's mom's like, David, don't say that. He's a very sweet and polite boy. In David's head, all he can think of is just imagining a situation where he's sitting there, just like trying to blow his brains out, as Ben's like, Skippy, pop, 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 yes, Skippy, pop, pop, beep, beep. Hey, David, do you think I've skibbity wish? Meh. Like, that's literally all he can think of right now. David's like, oh my God, Mom, you don't know what you just did? But okay. And he looks at his mom, he's like, look, this kid is like notoriously weird. I get it, like, you were trying to be nice. Just know that if I do this, right, you owe me one. And David's mom, who I think is starting to come to a realization that, like, low-key, she kind of acted not the greatest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think you should be forcing your son into a situation like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally understand, like, parents being like, hey, like, I want you to, like, be nice to the new kid. I want you to hang out with him. Like, if my, like, back in the day, if my mom, like, in this situation, I think it would have been totally fine for David's mom to be, like, telling Ben's mom, like, hey, like, I'll have David hang out with your son a bit more, and then, like, schedule maybe an hour play date or something, like a hangout session. You know what I mean? Like, hanging out for an hour or something like that. I think that's fine. Or being like, yo, David, like, I really need you to, like, let him sit with you at lunch for a day. Something like that is totally fine, because you're basically, like, giving him an opportunity to make new friends. And if he's being super, super weird, you can't force your son to hang out with people he doesn't want to hang out with in the long term. But I think it's totally okay to, like, force the opportunity, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, then great. But I low-key do think it's kind of next level to, like, have a sleepover. I mean, you're having him spend hours and hours and hours with this kid and then stay overnight. Like, I don't know. Anyways, though, so, like, David's mom, like, kind of realizes that it was, like, low-key a little messed up to do what she did. So when David said, like, you owe me one, David's mom's like, sure. You know, fine. Just do this for me, and I owe you one. And in David's head, he's like, I wonder how I'm gonna use this. Anyways, though, so next day, David goes into school. It's a Thursday, by the way, because, you know, yesterday was a Wednesday. It's a Thursday. And the next day, he has the whole sleepover with Ben or whatever. Sits down at the lunch table, and they look over at Ben, sitting there by himself. And, you know, David's like, maybe we should go over and sit there. And his friends are like, yo, what? Because they look closer. And Ben is sitting there with his iPad, watching, like, Skibbity Toilet. He's sitting there laughing maniacally. He's like, Skibbity Toilet. So they're like, dude, what? Like, why would we go over there? Wasn't it just yesterday you were saying that this kid's absolutely mega cringe? David's like, maybe it's not that bad. And they're like, bro, like, what are you talking about? And that's when, like, Ben, like, sees that they're looking, gets up and starts walking towards them. So all of a sudden they're like, yo, what's going on here? So Ben walks up to the table and is like, hello, David. It's nice to skibbity meet you.
What?
Sorry.
What?
And, I am excited for our sleepover tomorrow. It's gonna be skibbity fantastic. And then Ben walks away. And everyone at the table turns and looks at David. It's like, hey, yo, like, pause. You're what? So David's like, all right, boys, look, I got in the car yesterday. My mom said that, like, she made a sleepover for me because, like, she was talking to a parent on Facebook, how her son needed friends, and then she told me it was Ben. They're like, dude, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm not excited for it. Like, bro, I'm not like excited to do this. You think I'm excited? They're like, I don't know, you guys seem like you have a lot in common. Then everyone at the table starts laughing. Dave's like, dude, shut up. I need to do this. Other hand, that's also playing another Skibbity Toilet animation. And in the other hand, he has his phone. And he's watching Andrew Tate, like, brain rot shorts. Like, it's like the Andrew Tate, like, on the top and then the gameplay on the bottom. And he's just scrolling through both at the same time. Like, he is consuming as much stimulus as possible. Bro is stimuli maxing. Bro, it's really bad. So anyways, he's like, David's like, okay. He's like, yo, what's up, Ben? Ben does not respond. David gets a little closer. He's like, yo, Ben, what's up?
I'll never be
He,
Ben.
like, looks over, and, like, Ben's eyes have glazed over. He is in consumption mode. He is consuming so much brain rot that he just can't function anymore. And he's like, his eyes, like, because he has 2 screens, or, well, it's 3 screens, but the 2 screens, his eyes are almost, like, floating in different directions. One kind of, but both of them are, like, loosely, like, attached to each of the screens. And he's like, Ben. And so he's like, whoa. And Ben kind of, like, shakes awake. He's like, oh, what's up, David? What's up, bro? Sorry, I was mewing. And David's like, okay, this is gonna be a long night. It's like, okay, bro. Like, haha, what's up? How you doing? And Ben's like, I was in Sigma.
Sorry, the dogs are
I was in
barking.
Sigma Academy recently. I was finishing my Sigma Academy classes.
Sigma.
I was wondering if you wanted to go to the mall and pick up badges. David's like, oh, I don't know if that's such a good idea. And he's like, no, I've already told my mom we're going to the mall. So we're going to go soon. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, there's definitely nothing terrible or terrifying about the thought that I'm going to be in public with Ben and he's going to humiliate me in front of beautiful women. No, that's not a bad thought at all. There's nothing wrong with that. No, that sounds good. No, yeah, no, that sounds good. So sure enough, they go downstairs, and Ben's mom's like, I'm gonna drive you guys to the mall. I hope you enjoy it. So the 5-minute car ride over there is excruciating because the whole time Ben is trying to explain to his mom what a Sigma male is, and Ben's mom's like, honey, I don't think I understand what you're saying. And Ben's like, but mom, so a Sigma male, so you know what alpha male is, right? Ben's mom's like, honey, I don't know what an alpha male is either. Ben's like, dude, do you even watch TikTok? Oh my god, okay. So a Sigma male, okay, so think of an alpha male. And she's like, but honey, I don't know what either of those are. And Ben's like, dude, okay.
Me too.
So if you're thinking of an alpha male, what it is basically, you gotta think of a Sigma male. It just went back and forth, and it was like the most infuriating conversation to listen to on planet Earth. So at this point, David's like trying not to jump out the window. They eventually get to the mall, and things only get worse from here. So they get to the mall, start walking around, and David's like, I hope to God that there is like some reason that every girl in this mall, that no girls are going to be in this mall. Maybe it's like women aren't allowed here today or something, like, or there's a sale at some store that girls like somewhere else. He's like, God, please, don't let this happen. But so anyways, Ben's like, David, look at this. And he starts he thrusts his hips forward, spreads out his legs, throws his arms back and puffs his chest out and takes his head and basically throws it all the way back like he's looking up at the ceiling. He's like, this is called a Sigma walk. And he starts flailing all of his limbs to try and be I think he was trying to recreate a powerful present walk where you're walking around, because there is something if you walk into a place and you come in with a sense of authority and you hold yourself correctly, that actually does have some social consequences. That can be very helpful, right? But he has completely bastardized the whole process. He is completely he is flopping around looking like an idiot. And David's like, oh my God, I'm gonna be publicly associated with this kid. No. Yeah, so sure enough, right? David's kind of walking along oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This is the worst thing ever. And then there's a group of 3 girls. They're in their grade. They're the 3 popular girls. David has a low-key crush on one of them. And David's like, no. So he looks to his left, and there's a store, some random-ass kitchen utensil type store, something that David, Ben, and anyone his age would have no interest in. He's like, oh, Ben, look, there's the Pottery Barn store. We should really go in there. There might be baddies in there. And Ben's like, I don't know. I didn't hear about going to Pottery Barn in Sigma School. I was listening and I didn't hear anything about, oh my God, look. And David really tried to draw Ben's attention away from the fact that, like, I'm trying to say is, like, he was trying to get them out of there, but the name is Big Chungus. Ha ha ha. Just kidding, it's Ben. And my friend over there is named David. And David's like in the corner, like, fuck. And he's like, no. Like, I can't do this. And he's like, yes,
So
Tips
don't use
Fedora,
your
my
butt.
name's Big Chungus. Do you ladies like Sigmas? Because David and I are Sigmas. Yeah. David's like, no. He's like, David's girl that he has a crush on is there. Which
That's
by the
a
way,
really
is super
odd
quick.
job.
Like, if you want to submit a story, it doesn't have to be as cringe as this. It could be totally different.
Oops.
But if you have a story that, because David submitted the story to me, right? If you have a story that you have, or a story of your friend or whatever, you want to submit it to me, go to Instagram, look up Connor Pugs. You'll know it's me, right? I got over 1 million on there. I actually got more followers from there than here, just because my reels go so bullet points, big paragraph, whatever. And then also, like, honestly, if you made it as far into the video and you're watching this on YouTube, what I want you to do is I want you to comment Sigma down below. Comment Sigma. That's the secret word of the day, so I can see how many people made it this far into the video, as I'm genuinely curious. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you follow the podcast and rate it at 5 stars. And to anyone listening who's interested in my life outside of me telling these stories, go to Snapchat. If you have it, look up Connor Pugs, one word, CONNORPUGS. I got a star in there, so I'm verified, and I kind of post what I do throughout the day. Anyways, so David is mortified. This is worst case scenario. It could not be worse than this. Yeah, he didn't know how bad it was gonna get. And the girls are kind of looking at Ben like, what the hell? He's like, do you always like Sigma manners? Like, David and I were Sigmas. We're actually really close
I
friends.
think David said
And I've
this is
enrolled
so
in Sigma
embarrassing.
school.
I don't know
So I
what
can learn
a
how to talk to
Sigma
guys.
means.
And they're just like, two of them are trying not to laugh. One of them looks disgusted. And Ben's like, miladies, Tips Fedora again. I think I've been quite good at whizzing you. So, could I get all of your numbers perhaps for a, how do I say this? A 5-way? David, come over here. I'm getting your number for a 5-way. And David's like, oh my God, I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke all over the floor. This is the worst moment ever. Like, I really hope I'm hallucinating because this is the worst thing ever. And they're like, what? And Ben's like, it's a widow request. It's just a 5-way. It's not that bad. Like, who cares, right? And so they all walk away. They're like, what the hell? And David is like hyperventilating at this point. And Ben walks over, completely disregarding the fact that David is like convulsing on the floor. And Ben's like, well, I would say that was a win. Like, and he's like, oh, okay. So they're kind of waiting. And Ben's like, dude, this is so Sigma. Oh my God, today was so Sigma. Oh my, and David's just like staring like into the dirt, like, Mom, you cursed me. You put me in this situation. This is all your fault. So anyways, Ben's dad comes to pick them up. And he's kind of like, hey kids, what's up? Like, hope you had fun at the mall. And Ben's like, Dad, we were so Sigma today. And Ben's dad's like, okay. No idea what that means. Anyways, they get dropped off at the house. And as they walk in, David can already tell something's up. Because Ben's mom is standing in the kitchen with her arms crossed. And she's like, Ben, may I speak to you? And Ben's like, Dave and I were going to go practice being Sigmas upstairs. And she's like, Ben, I need to speak to you. David, I'm sorry, can I speak to Ben privately for a second? David's like, yep, that is your problem now, goodbye. So David kind of like slips away, but he can overhear what's going on. And you hear Ben's mom, in excruciating detail, be like, Ben, I went on the family computer today. And Ben's like, okay. She's like, Ben, when I went on the family computer, I looked up, I turned it on, and it was open to some quite unsavory things. And Ben's like, what do you mean? And she's like, what is sexy skibbity toilet compilation? It's like, Mom, I don't know what you mean. And David's like, oh my God. And she's like, I know, you know exactly what I mean. You were looking up skibbity toilet, and then like insert some heinous compilation of like bad words, right? He's like, Mom, a hacker got into my computer. A hacker did it. And, you know, she's just like, don't ban you. You're going to be banned. I'm going to ground you from the internet. I'm going to ground you from hanging out with people. You're misusing the internet and technology to look up disgusting things, but it was... And David is just sitting there like, oh, this is a fever dream, bro. Like, it does not get worse than this. And so anyways, Ben is like crying. He's like, oh my God, hacked. The hacker did it. Complete cap. Anyway, so eventually she's like, hey, David. No, I'm glad you and Ben had a great day today, but Ben's in a little bit of trouble, and I think it's best if you go back home. And David's like, oh no, yes, yeah. Yeah, so David's pretty happy about that. So he calls up his mom. His mom's like, what? Like, you can't leave the sleepover. And she's like, oh, I was asked to. Ben's in trouble. And she's like, what? David's like, I'll tell you all about it when you come. So she picks him up, and she's like, David, like, what happened? And David looks at his mom like, Mom, you know how I said you're going to owe me one? She's like, yes. David's like, you really owe me more than one. She's like, what? David's like, look, Mom, you know what? I'll tell you everything that happened. Here's the story, Mom.
Oh. There's another one.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new story time. Today we have a story of a Gen Alpha kid who is caught looking up some, well, let me just say some sus stuff on the computer, and his teacher eventually catches him, and it's super embarrassing. It goes down terribly. If you guys are not prepared for cringe, then I don't know if this is the video for you. If you have not received your black belt in cringe, like you're able to handle that level, if you're only a gray belt or a white belt, this video might not be for you. But if you're a soul who can take that amount of cringe, then stick around. Leave a like in the video right now to claim your free nothing. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and like stories. And with that being said, let's just jump right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Danny. So anyways, this all happens one day in class. So Danny has computer class where basically you do, I don't know, it's like things related to the computer. They want you to get good at Excel, well, maybe not Excel because that might be a little bit too advanced, but like learning how to type properly, learning how to use the internet properly. I guess it's a class that's happening more and more. When I was in like middle school and like before that, I had a few typing classes, but I feel like since the internet is just everyone uses it, it makes a lot of sense for schools to have more internet-focused classes to teach you how to do some more practical things. Anyways, though, so this all happened one day in his computer class. So Danny's sitting there, and there's this kid, Ben. Ben is quite an interesting kid. And by interesting, I mean, well, he's a very unique kid. So to give a little bit of context to why Ben is a unique kid, 2 years ago, he started going around telling everyone that the Ender Dragon was the true god of the universe, and if they didn't bow down and join his Ender Dragon cult, that they were literally going to be torched into an eternal flame, burned forever and ever and ever. Yeah, so this kid Ben is quite a unique kid, just to say the least. Honestly, like, I'm probably going to ask the subscriber who submitted this for that story too, because that sounds pretty funny, and maybe I'll tell it for another time on the channel, so make sure you have subscribed. But anyways, though, in this day, Ben is sitting in the corner laughing. He is laughing hysterically, and the teacher has stepped out of the room. So at this point, Danny's sitting a couple computers down, so he looks over, and the kid next to Ben is like, bro, like, why are you laughing so much? And Ben's like, dude, look at this. So the kid next to Ben looks over and is like, ah, dude, what is that? And Ben just can't stop laughing. And the kid like literally gets up and walks out of the room. So at this point, Danny's getting really, really curious, bro. He has no idea what's going on, but he is low-key curious. Oh my god, I thought a spider was racing towards me. It's not a spider. Is it? No. Anyways, that was not part of the story. But yeah, so sure enough, right, Danny's getting more and more curious of what is even going on over there, bro. Like, if people are tweaking out that bad by just looking at it, I don't know, it's piquing his curiosity. Danny already knows it's going to be some nonsense, but anyways, Danny gets up, and he walks over to where Ben is sitting. And he doesn't even need to get that close to realize what's going on. Danny looks over the computer screen, and is like, oh, dude. And Ben is just laughing. Basically, okay, Ben has combined brain rot with the internet doing what the internet does best. I should actually rephrase that. The internet doing what the internet does worst. Basically, Ben was looking up, like, hot skibbity toilet compilations, sexy go nuggets, top 10 like, think of your favorite, I shouldn't say favorite, think of brain rot terms that are popular, and then just put them in a really, some weird sexual situation, and Ben was just typing all that stuff up. He turned off safe search. I'm pretty sure every computer in the school was preloaded with, like, super safe search, but I guess somehow he got around that. Yeah, so anyways, right, Danny's like, oh, dude. And Ben's like, dude, isn't this hilarious? Bro, I don't really understand why, like, any of that's hilarious. All that stuff's kind of gross, bro. Like, it's genuinely like, bro, why are you even checking that out? What is the purpose of you even looking at it? But this is what Ben does next. Ben starts calling random people from around the room to come over, that he has to show them something. He's like, James, come over here. Bro, you're going to love this. So James, like, walks over. He's like, dude, what the fuck? Dude, what? And Ben's like, and he's like, Zach, dude, you're going to want to see this. Come over here. So, like, he walks over. He's like, what the fuck, dude? And Ben's like, It is. I don't even understand the point of this. Like, are you trying to show to other people that you're a certified weirdo, that you're a certified strange kid, that you're a certified internet dweller, that you're a certified level 10,000 Discord moderator? Bro, what? Anyways, though, so sure enough, right, eventually, when Ben starts calling out to people, hey, Andre, come over here. He's like, no. People start saying no, because they realize when everyone walks over to Ben, he just shows them something really sus and weird, and then they, like, walk out of the room disgusted, or, like, walk back shivering because of what they saw is so gross. So at some point, they're like, okay, we're just not going to go over when Ben says something. So anyways, this goes on for a little while until, we'll say Miss Davenport's the name of the teacher, until Miss Davenport walks back into the room, and then eventually, like, Ben shuts down whatever he's doing. He's not trying to get caught or anything like that. So sure enough, right, it goes back to normal. I mean, it goes back to normal to an extent, because Danny's still trying to, like, figure out a way to scrub the insides of his eyeballs and potentially rearrange his memories and delete certain ones, because he needs to find a way to scrape that out of his brain. But he needs to find a way to just obliterate that from the surface of his cranium, because he never wants to see those images ever again, and they are permanently burned in the back of his skull. So yeah, sure enough, right, Danny's just like, okay, well, this kid is at it again. It's his Ender Dragon Cult 2.0. But this time, he's just straight up torturing us. Anyways, things seem normal. It seems like this is the end of it. But as these stories go, that is rarely the end of it. Because sure enough, the next day, they all come in. And, they walk in like normal. But here's the thing. All the computers are, like, turned off. Because normally they're turned on. Like, they're not, like, maybe you have to, like, log in or whatever. But they're all turned off. And the thing, too, I should say, is they sit down randomly. They don't have their own spots, because they kind of log into the student portal or whatever, so that they can, like, it doesn't really matter the computer they're on. They're not doing anything on, like, saved files on that computer. So it's kind of random, which is important in a second. You're going to understand why that's low-key an important detail. But anyways, though, they walk in, instead of the computers kind of being on, ready for them to log in, they're all powered off, which is very strange. And Ms. Davenport is standing in the corner of the classroom with her arms crossed, with a terrible expression on her face. She is not happy. Yeah, so sure enough, right, the subscriber's walking in, and Danny's kind of just like, oh, no, like, something's up. I can tell she's mad about something. It's probably related to the computers. And then Danny thinks for, like, 2 more seconds and is like, oh, no, like, she must have seen what Ben was showing us yesterday. We're all cooked, especially because he's like, look, if everyone had assigned seating, like, Danny sat there, Ben sat there, Charles sat there, then all of a sudden, you just look, you find the garbage on the computer, you literally just look at your seating chart, you're like, okay, well, obviously it was this kid. I think there's actually been a story time that I've told on the channel before in which, like, some kid went onto another kid's computer and, like, looked up bad stuff knowing that it would be checked to get him in trouble. I vaguely remember that. I've told a few stories like this before. Anyways, though, so, yeah, she's, like, her arms are crossed, and everyone walks in, and she's like, stand, don't sit down, stand, line up on the wall, and everyone's like, yo, what? Because they're like, yo, is this PE class? Is Miss Davenport going to make us do wall sits or planks or push-ups or something, or jumping jacks across the wall? Bro, I thought this was computer class. Like, what's going on right now? So sure enough, right, she has everyone line up against the wall, and she's like, I don't know what to think, guys. Like, I can't believe you do this. Everyone's like, what? Here, okay, a little bit of a side tangent rant. I always used to hate this when I was in middle school. So there was an incident when I was in 8th grade. Some kid, like, looked over the stall at another kid taking a dump. Okay, right? It's like, don't do that, bro. It's bad, right? I understand why the administration would be upset at that one kid. We had a whole meeting as my entire class, and they're like, oh, we're so disappointed in you guys. Bro, I'm not looking over the stall. They were literally saying it to all of us, as if we were all equally culpable as the person who was literally doing it. Like, bro, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm in math class while this guy's peeping someone else doing a dump, right? That's weird as hell. I'm not doing that. Why are you blaming me? But he was really like, yeah, I'm disappointed in all of you guys, bro. What did I do? Seriously. Anyways, though, that just like brought up a little bit of a childhood trauma right there. You know how it be. But anyways, so she's like, I'm so disappointed, you guys. I can't believe you do this. You do the internet is sacred, which, like, bro, did you log into the internet yesterday? You've not, buddy, you've definitely not been on the internet for that long, Miss Davenport. I don't know what to say. Like, you must have stayed on Google.com, safe search, supreme mode. But he's probably only read the Wall Street Journal and been on YouTube Kids once. That's probably a review of the internet if she thinks it's some sacred, holy place, bro. I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff, and you don't want to see what I've seen. Anyway, so she's like, I discovered something disgusting on one of these computers yesterday, and, I don't know who is sitting where, because you guys sit in new seats every day, but unless, she's like, well, I'm not going to allow any of you guys to go into the computers, and we're going to be sitting here in silence until the person who's done it comes forward. So at this point, everybody in the class knows it was Ben. And Ben is, like, tweaking out in the corner, because he's, like, probably not trying to get in trouble, because here's the thing, Ben probably cares a little bit about getting in trouble, but what he cares a lot more about is having a conversation with his parents. When his parents are told, yes, Mr. and Mrs. Ben's mom and dad, your son was looking at Skibidi toilet porn. Like, that's not a conversation anyone wants to have. It's like, how do you explain that to your parents? Like, I don't know, if you get caught cheating, it's like, don't do that. Or if it's like, oh, yeah, I got in a fight with someone. Oh, don't do that. I was looking at Skibidi toilets kissing. Bro, how do you explain that? How does one go about explaining that, dude? Like, seriously. Yeah, so anyways, right, sure enough, Ben is like, everyone's dead silent. Because here's the thing, low-key, everyone in the room knows who did it, but no one really wants to rat on Ben. I mean, I'm sure if it was like an anonymous email, like, anonymous email goes out, like, if you know who did it, say it, everyone would be like, Ben, he did it. Like, there's no reason for them to, like, chill out there. However, what I will say, no one wants to be known as the kid who's the narc, which, like, I don't think it's that deep. I don't know. Like, people are going to get mad at me. If someone's doing something messed up, and especially if they're messing up your day, bro, I'm sorry, I'm turning you in. I do not care. I care about me at this point, bro. You figure out yourself. Anyways, though, so sure enough, right, everyone's kind of just sitting there, silence, it's awkward, it's weird, it's uncomfortable. No one's having a good time until eventually someone speaks up. However, it's not going how you guys think it's going to go, because Ben speaks up. You might be thinking, oh, did Ben have a sense of like enlightenment where he realized that he needs to be the one who steps forward, admits his defeat, admits his flaws and his failures and his missteps, and he really just needs to. Sorry, I'm looking like a creepy doll, bro. What the hell? How did you get here? I feel like I'm gonna die. This is like Annabelle. Anyways, so sure enough, right? No, that's not the case, because Ben is like, Miss Davenport, I know who did it. And she's like, yes, kind of excited to get this fine, because I don't think she wants to be standing there in silence either. Like, that's low-key just kind of boring. He's like, that was that was Danny's computer. Danny's like, yo, what? And then like Miss Davenport's like, Danny, that's disgusting. And Danny's like, no. I didn't want to say this, but that was Ben's computer. And she's like, why didn't you say that earlier? And he's like, I don't know. I don't want to tell on this kid. And then she's like, class? And everyone's like, no one really wants to speak out now. And Danny's like, dude, what? Ms. Davenport's like, Danny, it's not looking good for you. That's all I'm saying. But then one other kid's like, yeah, no, it was Ben. And Ben shoots him like the dirtiest look ever. And then Ms. Davenport's like, wait, Ben, was it you? He's like, no, it was Danny. That's Danny's friend. And like, Danny and this random kid who spoke up, they aren't like super tight. But anyone else messes up, everyone's going. Like, this is a strike against all of you. Think of this as a warning, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, Danny sits down and like looks over his shoulder, and Ben is glaring at him, which like, bro. Yeah, so Danny's looking at Ben like, bro, what do you want from me, dude? Like, seriously, you ratted me out when I didn't do anything. You didn't rat me out, actually. You just accused me of something that you did. I just said the truth. I would have said that unprovoked. But now now we're all in trouble or something. Which, guys, don't worry. Karma does exist, and justice is coming back to Ben. It might just take a second, but trust me, it's coming back to Ben. Which, by the way, I think some of you guys might be thinking in your head, like, I have stories that I want to submit. So if you want to submit your own story, this was a subscriber submitted story, as nearly all of these are, go to So comment computer if you made it this far into the video. I want to see the names and faces of people who made it this far, and let's get right back into it. So yeah, sure enough, Danny's like upset at this point, because here's the thing. Miss Davenport kind of thinks that he was looking at sus skibbity toilet videos. That's not what he wants. That's not the reputation he wants to have. Understandably.
Maybe.
And also, half the class knew what Ben was doing. The other fourth of the class was kind of aware that it was Ben, but there was probably a fourth of that class who now thought that he looked up something terrible, because they also don't know what it was. Probably a fourth of that class think that there's a chance that he was looking up something gross and weird. So Danny's in a bad mood. Ben is afraid because he thinks he's going to get caught. But then I think something happened. I think for some reason Ben was just like almost went on a power trip because he didn't get caught. It's like, he's like, oh my God, like I just pulled off the heist of the century, which, dude, that's not true. You just looked up weird stuff in your computer and somehow didn't get caught, even though you basically turned yourself in, and the teacher is quite suspicious of you. But for some reason, Ben basically went on a power trip and thought that for some reason, because he didn't get caught, that he was literally invincible. Like, dude actually thought that he could do anything he wanted just because he didn't get caught there, even though he probably very brightest bulb. Because Ben, while Ms. Davenport's in the room, decides to go on his computer and start looking up these sus brain rot garbage, bro. He starts looking up the same stuff that that you guys got caught looking up before, and this time, instead of before, when he was not smart, but he was better to do it when Ms. Davenport wasn't in the room. This time, he decides to do the same thing he was doing before, but this time while Ms. Davenport was still in the room. It makes no sense at all. But for some reason, he thinks that the best idea that he can't, he's like, oh, I'm invincible. It doesn't matter. So sure enough, right, Ben goes around clicking away, clickety clickety clack, skibbity toilet sus compilation. I don't even know what he's looking up. I don't even want to say it. I think YouTube will get mad if I get too specific, right? He's looking up all this garbage, and this time when Miss Davenport's in the room. So he's risking her, who she's already in a bad mood. She's already looking out for the culprit. I mean, she doesn't think that the culprit would be this dumb, but she's paying extra close attention to what people are looking up, because she probably didn't even know this stuff existed on the internet. Her probably comprehension of what the internet was did not even include this in the first place. Yeah, that's how bad this is. So she's looking out. She's looking out for this, and he's just looking away. And that's when Ben yells, "Hey, Timmy, come over here. You need to come over here." Miss Davenport looks over at Ben. I guess she just can't see his computer at this angle. But Timmy's like, okay. Miss Davenport, I think she would have like yelled at him. I don't know. She just let it go. And Timmy comes over there. It's like, Jim. And Ben's like, "Ee." And then Timmy walks back. And this time Miss Davenport looks at Timmy's face. Timmy looks disgusted. So now Miss Davenport's low-key suspicious. So Ben, who for some reason believes that he's genuinely invincible and he'll never get caught, yells, "Hey, Brady, come over here, bro." And Brady's like, "No, I'm not coming over here." And he's like, "Brady, please, you should really come over here." Brady's like, "Okay, fine." So Brady walks over. At this point, Miss Davenport is like invested in what's going on, because she's like, why is this kid randomly calling people over? They walk over, then they look disgusted. She's like very on his case. So Miss Davenport, low-key starts saying, she puts it, you know that kind of teacher walk where they put their arms behind their back and slowly like walk over? Almost like what they do, they walk around while you're taking an exam, being like, "Are you cheating?" "No." "Okay. Are you cheating?" "No." Okay. Kind of like that teacher walk. So she's doing that teacher walk, basically tracing behind Brady. And Brady sees it first. He's like, dude, what the hell? Why you look? Dude. And Ben's like, hee. And Ben turns to yell, "Hey, like, James, come over," or something, right? Ben turns. And what he sees is he makes eye contact with Miss Davenport. And then Miss Davenport looks at the computer. And there's like a moment of silence. It's not an immediate reaction. There's like a moment where Miss Davenport has to process the monstrosity, the horrors, the demented images on screen. And she's like, "Ben!" And Ben's like, "Oh!" And he's like starting to close all the tabs, but for some reason, like, he was on some stupid freaking virus site. So like they were using a Mac or something. So like the pinwheel of death, where like the pinwheel like starts spinning around, meaning you can't do anything. So he is locked into these like virus-ridden skibbity toilet sus compilation websites or whatever. So he's like, oh, it's all like this, all like this. He's trying to like power off the computer, it's not working. He's like, "Man, I can't believe you do this. Like, not only that, I can't believe you do it again. Like, are you actually an idiot? Like, you're coming with me. This is the biggest misuse of technology I've ever seen in my 20 years at this school, blah, blah, blah." So everyone's like looking over like, oh no. You know, Benny boy, bit the dust, baby. And, you know, Danny's kind of just sitting there, a little bit smug, like, okay, like, you find, like, you rode way too close to the sun, and after...
Okay, he got caught.
Let's
see if it's...
How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a good day. Today we have stories of Gen Z girls doing Gen Z moment stuff. I mean,
So yeah. So we use Firefox because I saw ads everywhere. Yeah, like this. I just click on a video, a random video.
Metro presents A Tale of Two Wireless Customers.
I've been a loyal customer since today.
Forever.
Which means I get all...
Hi, you're a brick. Brick on
Yep, they have ads.
top of a brick. Now?
Like and subscribe. Before I exit the video, like and subscribe. I love you, Mama. I just want to be on your bed tonight. Just kidding. I would never post that stupid stuff.